Discard your worthless destiny. Memories seem to be different again.
Come on. Yep. Okay. Is that good? You should be able to hear me now. I think I'm good.
Worthless destiny.
Yeah, input's coming in. All right. Cool. All right. Let me view the stream on my side, double checking just in case. Because yeah, you weren't able to hear me during that entire time. Holy shit, as soon as I open up a separate browser, the ping is going crazy. Okay. Let me double check here. Let me see what's happening here. Here. Yep. Okay, you can hear me. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to get started here. So recently I've been getting back into certain gacha games. Before this recent development, I've only been playing Wuthering Waves. I'm gonna lower the star rail volume a bit for now. Right now, before this time, I've only been playing Wuthering Waves, and I've been starting to get back into Hoyoverse games, trying to see how things are developing in the current landscape of this space. Stay away from it. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm getting to in this stream. I'm thinking about getting away from it in a few weeks if this isn't gonna get any better. But anyway. Recently, the reason why what's causing me to start this whole thing back up again, let me edit this so I don't have as much gain. I think I have way too much gain on my microphone right now. There you go. That should be fine. I think one of the reasons I'm talking about this is because of HSR's recent live stream. The reason why I was getting into HSR again was to, well, for one, grind for Saber. And you'll see from here that I've accumulated a decent number of currency. I think this is enough for about this is probably like the most I've saved up in HSR like forever. I think this is about 130 summons ish, 120. It's decent. She comes out. Saber, the whole Fate collab starts at a weird time, and I'll get to that soon. But yeah. Anyway, I've been saving up a lot recently, and to do that, I've recently been working on the story quests. Now, as you see here, I am not caught up. I'm still not caught up. I am still in the middle of Amphorius. I was in the middle of Penacony when I started this whole thing, and geez, that was a chore. That was a slow log of a story. But I do not swipe. I've been free to play in all my gacha games. I refuse to pay any amount of money for these gacha games. The closest I've been to thinking about spending money for a gacha game was getting like a monthly pass for Wuthering Waves, and that's really it. That's like the closest I've been to even thinking about spending money in any of these games. I won't lie, I use cheese. I would use cheese to skip some story, to be honest. Yeah. So let me open up. I've been rambling on for a bit, and that's that's really because my notes have been. I don't no longer have my notes up because the first live stream failed, and I had to restart my stream. Okay. So first off, let's talk about the collaboration banner. Recently, with these live streams, with these with this HSR recent live stream, they went into more details about the collaboration banner and the collaboration event. They have a brand new story for the collaboration event, and that's great. Honestly, I think that's been really cool. But one thing that I do not like about the collaboration event is how much effort was put into these characters that are about to release. It is not good, let me tell you. It is, for lack of a better word, mid as fuck. So, let me try to get back into here real quick. So, with Saber, right? Saber is going to be a really hyped character. Everyone's gonna want this character. This character is coming out on their own exclusive banner, which makes sense. But for collaboration events, characters, Archer and Saber, they're going to have their own separate pity system. So any pity that you've built up in previous banners or in any other banners, even including the banners in this update, they do not count towards the pity system for the collaboration characters. So, for example, if you spent 50 summons trying to get, let's say, this current character that's out right now, if you spent 30 or however many summons, geez, this is another thing I hate about going back into these games. The tutorials are kind of outrageous. Anyway, if you try to get back into any one of these games, you're going to try to summon for the most recent character. I fell for the mistake of trying to pull for a recent character. I spent around 30 pulls, and I just now realized that that's not going to carry over to the Saber event. And that freaking sucks. Why is it like this? I don't know. Are there going to be more collaborative events in the future for this pity to carry over to? Probably not, considering they haven't posted anything like that at all. It's really weird. I don't understand that. But that's one thing. Number two, Saber does not have an English VA. It is only Japanese and Chinese, I think. It doesn't have an English VA. She doesn't have an English VA. She's the only character in this game. Her and Archer are the only characters in this game to not have an English VA. I play all these games in English. Now, am I used to Saber's Japanese VA? Sure. Can I get over it? Probably. But it goes to show for the lack of effort being put into these collaborative characters. Now, Saber's animations look great, and Saber's animations look really cool. But Archer, since he is technically a free character that you can get for as any person logging into the game, Archer's animations, his character model looks like ass, dude. I am sorry. He looks mid as fuck. He looks like a freaking 1.05 star unit with how his animations seem like. They're kind of average at best, in my opinion. And when you have the character that's coming out next patch having some of the best animations in the game, you know that they have an opportunity to try with these new collaborative characters, with these new fake characters, but they won't. You know why? Because they'll sell no matter what you do. People want Saber, people want Archer, people like Fate. They just want to get the Fate people on board and pick up their two favorite characters and hopefully get them into HSR. They don't fucking care. And we go on to another thing. A recent power creep, right? This is a huge problem with Honkai Star Rail. Now, I'll show you my current characters right now. And you'll probably understand why I am raging the fuck out about trying to play this game again. The power creep has gotten so bad that I've been struggling on like just mob characters, grinding bosses in this game. I left the game for like, I don't know, like probably half a year, maybe more than that. I think I like popped in like really quickly to pull this character and then popped out. And I've been struggling to clear bosses. I was getting all of the end game cleared before this point when I was actively playing the game. With my Super Break team, with my Dot team, with my Acheron team. I was getting clears, easy clears. Now I'm not. Now why is that? It's because there's a new type going around. A new character type called Remembrance. And oh boy, let me try to find current characters. Like where are like the current characters in the game that I don't have? Where the fuck? I think I can go over here and find some, right? No. Can I not find them in the character? Is there like a character catalog that I can view current characters in? Whatever. More recently, we've seen like, let me pop open a like HSR or tier list. There you go. This is like the easiest.
Discard your worthless destiny.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay. Is this not gonna? Okay, I'm gonna have to. Jeez, man, it's been a while since I've streamed, so bear with me. Anyway, so I had three major teams. My Acheron team, which gets a bunch of debuffs. My Dot team, which is centered around Kafka and Black Swan. And then I had my Super Break team with Boot Hill. I really liked Boot Hill. I really like his kit even to this day. Notice how he's all the way in T1. This guy was like T0 when I pulled him, when he first came out. The difference between T0 characters and like a tier below that and a tier below that, it's crazy how big of a difference this is compared to most gacha games. The scaling in this game for top tier units compared to everyone else is actually ridiculous. It's actually insane. And all of these characters, I swear, most of all of these characters are brand new freaking units. With the exception of Huohuo, every single one of these are brand new units that you need to either, one, get through playing the main story, which was a slog, and you also have to build them up from the ground up, or two, you have to pull. And I'm not pulling when Saber's coming out. So that leaves me with the predicament of getting trash characters to grind through the story with and just freaking having the worst feeling experience of all time, honestly. It's not an easy thing to clear through recent mobs in HSR. It's not an easy thing. With old kits, with old characters, with old teams, it's not that easy. If people may say it's easy, but it's really not. It's kind of bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's the current state of that whole thing. So I've recently been playing through this recent patch of whatever the fuck, Amphorius, and I already hated Penacony with a burning passion with how long its dialogue scenes are. Oh my gosh, the filler, the presentation, characters standing still for like 50 years and the camera angles not moving at all, and sometimes the lack of voice acting. It's more apparent in Genshin Impact, but sometimes a lack of voice acting, sometimes just standing still talking to each other for like 15 straight minutes, and it is a slog. So you know what I do? I don't care about the story anymore. I don't care about your presentation. Want to skip through as much dialogue as possible as quickly as possible. Thankfully, and two other games I'm going to be talking about have this luxury. Unfortunately, HSR is not one of them. And HSR probably has the longest story out of any one of these games. And I bang my head against a wall every single time I go through any of these Trailblaze missions or whatever the fuck they're called. These ones too. These ones are kind of ass too. I kind of just gave up halfway through when playing those. I hate the story in Honkai Star Rail. You may say I'm not paying attention because I'm skipping everything. You haven't given me the fucking chance to care, dude. I cared back in 1.0, 1.1, even 1.2 when we went into like the Lianzhou Lofu or whatever the fuck. I think that's what it is. I cared about freaking Blade's story. I cared about freaking what is it, Jin Liu? I think so. I think that's her name. I cared about those characters. I cared about their stories. Those are really harshly criticized, but I cared. You know why? Because it was decently paced in comparison to what's happening now, where you have freaking 8-hour long story events that, bro, I have a freaking life, bro. Like, I don't want to spend 8 hours of my day going through this freaking thing. Oh, well, just take it piece by piece, bro. Spread it out over a course of a week. Bro, it's still 8 hours. I don't want to play the game for 8 hours. I don't want to play a story that won't go anywhere until the very end of the event of the story part for 8 hours. Nothing's happening for 70, 80% of that. Nothing's happening. Why should I care? There's no reason to. Oh my gosh. Not longer than Genshin story modes? I don't know about that, bro. Yeah. Dude, I'm pretty sure it is longer than Genshin story modes. Genshin, I recently played Genshin's like Natlan quest, and it was fucking awful. It's terrible. Wouldn't wish my worst enemy to read and watch. Yeah, it's awful. Thankfully, this is a sign of hope. 3.4 is gonna release a skip button, allowing you to skip paragraph by paragraph of this game. Now, it's not cutscene by cutscene like it is with Wuthering Waves or with ZZZ. It is paragraph by paragraph. I don't know what their definition of a paragraph means. Is it like 2 clicks? Is it 4 clicks? I don't know. But they're also going to have summaries along with it. And from what I read, this is only going to happen for Amphorius, Herta Space Station, and I think Zerillo 6, I think. Penacony's not going to have these skip features. Day 1. I'm pretty sure they're going to get them in like 3.6. Why? Why? Are you trying to write up your freaking summaries? Bro, for me it's great because I don't want to play Amphorius anymore, and I try to do anything I can to freaking skip through as much as I can in this freaking game. But I think Honkai Star Rail's now starting to see that their player base is growing smaller and smaller with each patch, and they're trying to actually add quality of life features that people actually care about. You see this with Genshin Impact and adding like relic like or artifact loadouts or whatever the fuck, right? Like they're recently adding their own version of that, and it's not even that good, but like for casuals maybe it's good. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure if it's good for casuals. I know for me it's bad. I know for me it's a big inconvenience, but yikes. But actually stepping up in that department's good. There's actually a sign of hope for this game by the fact that I can skip all of their story events. I like the gameplay in this game a decent bit. I go through Simulated Universe to this day. People hate Simulated Universe, but I go through Simulated Universe to this day. I still like it. I still think it's brainless fun. Even like the current version, like going through here, it's not as like customizable, or like it's not nearly as like freedom filled. Like you're at your RNG's, like you're at the will of RNG basically in this in this freaking game mode, unlike how it was before, to get the loadouts that you want and to try out the type of builds that you want. It is, you can't even try to go for a specific type of build. You can't even like chart your way towards a specific direction, as far as I've seen. But this game mode's still fun to me. I still like it. So I've just been playing this like occasionally every now and then, and I still find it fun. So I see there's potential in this game. But when you have freaking story events that you need to get through in order to unlock certain things, in order to unlock certain characters, in order to, I guess, access certain areas, it's bad, dude. I can't. And thankfully, with like events and stuff, they allow you to get early access to like events that are currently out, that are currently happening, so you don't have to play through the entire story to get to certain events. But that's like, I'm pretty sure it's very selective with what events are like that. I'm pretty sure some events you're still blocked off. I could be wrong on that though, but I remember that happening for either Genshin or HSR, and I'm thinking it's probably HSR. I'm pretty sure I'm locked out of certain events. Let me double check. Maybe not now, but I'm pretty sure I was locked out of a certain event. Let me go to back here. Unlock now. Okay. Baby. Okay, yeah. It looks like early access available. Okay, it looks like a lot of these have early access available. So maybe I'm confusing with Genshin Impact, you know? Maybe I'm confusing with Genshin Impact. But overall, with HSR, I see potential depending on how much content I'm able to skip per paragraph, I guess, how they're defining it. Depending on how much they define as a paragraph and the amount of content I could skip with each button click, like, that is going to be the main factor of whether or not I stay in the game. Because even when I pull for Saber, I'm not going to have the supports that will make her optimal. I'm not. Tribby's going to be releasing at the same time. Sparkle, who's like the best support for Archer, is going to come out at the same time. I'm not going to be able to pull for them. You know why? Because I only have enough to probably pull for Saber, and that's probably it. I won't be able to have enough. I won't have the willpower to grind enough to get the freaking Tribby or Sparkle or anything for that matter. Besides getting Saber, that'll be it for me. I'm not going to pull for any other characters. I don't have the willpower to pull for any other characters. I don't have the patience, frankly. I really don't. So Saber might feel like shit when I pull her. Archer might feel like shit when I get him for free. So they're going to tempt me to pull on the more recent character banners, and when those 3 weeks are up, I'm screwed because the best in slots are gone, out of the way. Can't get them again for another probably like 3 to 4 patches. That's basically the equivalent of half a year. Great. Fantastic. It's called Swiping Bro. Only way you can get what you want. Yep, true. And if you don't play the optimal playstyle for these type of games, when you don't have the optimal teams, your teams will feel clunky as shit. That is currently the situation with ZZZ, especially with how certain end games designed right now. But anyway, that's Honkai Star Rail. Let me get to the next one. I'm gonna pull up the next game here. Honkai Star Rail is tough, man. Honkai Star Rail is an actual piece of shit. Like, this is probably the most predatory game of all of them, honestly. This is probably the most predatory game. With how many character banners they've released, with how they barely try at all with the collaborative characters that are coming out, it's actually bad. HSR is a 6.5 out of 10. It's worse than that, bro. I say with the current state of, I think at its best, HSR was like an 8. Right now, HSR is like, new player experience is probably what you say. But right now, for someone like me, it's like a 4 or 3. It's bad. Never played it though, only seen and heard. Yeah. It's like, it's really bad. At its peak, it was like an 8. So, yeah. I should be happy with this upcoming game. Like, I actually pulled, like, I'm like broke in this game, and I actually pulled the most recent character, but for reasons I'll get to, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun at all. I was only a Genshin tard, but I learned. Genshin's fun. Genshin's fun, but like it's only fun if you're nostalgic for it, in my opinion. Game drained everything from me, money-wise, monetarily, or energy. Time sink. Jeez. All right. Let me open this game real quick. Everything I can think of. Yeah. That sounds about right. Anyway. I think the latest character I pulled before this recent patch was Nuvolette, who used to be the most broken character in the game, and I was thinking, well, Genshin Impact barely has that much power creep, so maybe if I pull this character, I won't have to worry about meta. Maybe if I pull this character, since I have his best support, I won't have to worry about characters that will come out in the near future, or like endgame or new incoming bosses, because this guy is future proof, right? Genshin characters are future proof. Bennett's still an OP character to this day. He's a really good support. If I pull a guy that's good right now, he'll stay good. No, I was mistaken, because Genshin Impact has fallen under the same freaking trap that HSR has gone to, and they want you to buy the new characters. So they introduce the best freaking mobs in the game to make every other character feel clunky as shit, and make these new characters, relatively speaking, feel good. Farina was my stopping point. 200 for her and 500 for her weapon. Dude, I don't pull freaking weapons in Genshin Impact. I saw that was a freaking trap from the get-go. Having no pity carryover in these freaking weapon banners is actually atrocious. It's so bad. But anyway, this new character that's out, Skirk. I am interested in this character lore-wise. I think she is an interesting character. I think she has a really good design. I like her character. I pulled her. I actually got her. Unfortunately for this game, here's just a quality of life situation that I currently run into. I don't play co-op. I don't play with friends. There's like 2 other points here for these collectibles here. I think I'm only able to get like freaking 20 of these, or like 30 of these every single spawn reset. So I'm not able to max this character out at all, despite the fact that I am loaded in terms of materials for this game. You know why? Because this is a brand new area, and they won't give you enough in one spawn time to get enough for an entire character ascension. You'll need to play for at least 2 weeks in order to get enough of these little things here. Fucking it's little things like these that freaking piss me off in this game. But anyway, meta wise, like I've decided recently to just not worry about meta in freaking Genshin Impact. I don't care anymore. I really don't care anymore. I've started to in both Honkai Star Rail and Genshin, and basically any Hoyoverse game, I've decided, you know what? These are collection games. I'm only going to play these to collect characters at this point, because when I try to actually get into the meta in these freaking games, they almost require you to get these freaking supports that are S tier, or the most recent DPS that's S tier, or whatever the fuck. It is actually bad. So I don't have I have 2 Natlan characters, and they're probably the 2 worst like Natlan DPSs in the game. I have Kinich and Milani. Milani's kit is fine. Kinich's kit is fine. You know what's sad though? Kinich, I love his kit, but he uses his entire kit surrounds the reaction burning, and there is a character in this game that I frankly do not have. Where is she? Where the fuck is she? Character archive. It has it in this game. Great. This character. I have to get this character to make Kinich basically viable. And Mavuika. I need Emilie, who makes burning reactions way more powerful than they ever should. I don't have either of them. And you say Hu Tao. Bro, do you really think they'd release a new character and make that person OP with a 1.0 character? I'd be in heaven if that was the case, bro. No, fuck you. It's the character that was released one patch prior. Just like with what Wuthering Waves just recently did, the best support for an incoming DPS is a character that was released the patch right before. I would have forced it to work. Bro, like, and of course, thankfully, unlike most gacha games, using Chain Lane still works. Kinda. It still works. Does it feel as good? No. Is it clunky? Yes. But it still works. Technically. If you grind your ass off in this game and get the right relics, you will do well. But I do not want to grind for relics for freaking forever. I don't. Or artifacts, whatever the fuck. I don't care. I don't really care at all. Dude, I don't. So you can kind of see like the point where I kind of just stopped playing this game gradually, right? Like pulling like every single base character that's a given. Pulled Targlia, pulled Zhongli, pulled Ganyu, I think I was at my like peak investment during Inazuma's period, and then like Sumeru came out, and I was like, holy shit, the exploration feels clunky as shit in this game. It feels so bad. Like I feel like it's a chore to go anywhere. I didn't realize the freaking disappointment and the freaking awfulness that is Natlan. Let me teleport to Natlan real quick. Trying to navigate in Natlan's actually probably the worst freaking thing in the world. Let me just try to like freaking go places. Sumeru is all right. I think the theming was all right, but the freaking desert full of puzzles and the amount of times I've had to look up online tutorials to pass these puzzles and understand what the fuck's happening in some of these puzzles is actually absurd, dude. I can't. Okay, so like I'm gonna switch Actually, no. I need to stay with freaking non-Natlan characters to prove a point here. Okay, I need to prove a freaking point here. All right, so let's just navigate from here to the village. All right, let's go. I realize that this sound's not going on. There's one thing I do like about this game, and it's the soundtrack. Don't freaking trigger the quest. That's one thing I'm constantly cautious about. It's triggering quests unintentionally and getting through their freaking dialogue scenes for 15 minutes. I do not want to get into that. Okay. Alright. Can I get past you? Alright. Alright, so how do I get up there? Like, if I want to get up there, how the fuck do I get up there? With any non-Natlan characters, it is freaking basically impossible. With Natlan characters, it's fucking great. With Natlan characters, you have the ability to navigate shit very fucking easily. This shit's a fucking breeze. I got here so fucking easily. Why am I forced to play as Natlan characters to navigate in this freaking game, in this freaking world? Without, like, a headache. Oh, but you could just use, like, the freaking beasts and transform into the beasts that have, like, the same powers as this shit.
10 points for agility.
I'm like, cool, but I have to, one, go find them. That's a chore in of itself. Two, I gotta freaking... Once I'm actually that monster, I'm not playing as the freaking character I've paid for. I haven't paid for anything in this game, but I'm not playing it. I'm not playing as the characters I want to play as. I'm instead this stupid beast that's way more clunky than any of the actual premium characters that have the same navigation freaking mechanics. It's cringe as fuck, dude. It's so fucking cringe. The navigation in this game is fucking terrible with how they've introduced Natlan. It was great in Fontaine. I didn't have any issues in Fontaine. But Natlan has introduced another level of shit. How do you feel about the Paimon Kachin voice change? I've been skipping dialogue scenes forever in this game. Outcome-wise, I don't care. Outcome-wise, I don't care. VA-wise, like how they actually are, like, online and on Twitter and shit, it's cringe as fuck, dude. They're actually awful. The Gacha player base is probably the most cringe-ass player base, the most brainless player base. They are so susceptible to just spending so much money on a single character. They do not make good life decisions. They do not make good emotional investments, to say the least. They have probably the least amount of brain cells out of any gaming community I've ever seen. So you can utilize these lack of brain cells in this fan base to your advantage. So how do you use it to your advantage if you want more money as a VA? You gotta fight for AI rights, baby. That's how we get. Everyone hates AI, right? Everyone hates AI. True. So we gotta have AI protections, right? That's what we're going to be on strike for. Even though we don't really have a union, that's what we're going to be on strike for. Okay. For one, you lie to your player base that you don't have that you're a part of a union. You're not. You're not really technically a part of a union. You're on a non-union game. Being on strike in a non-union is basically the equivalent of not showing up to work, completely unorganized. Completely unorganized. It is purely organized by peer pressure, and everyone, all of your coworkers will shit on you if you show up to work. It is not a contracted obligation to step away from work because the union decided, hey, we are going to be on strike for this amount of time until we get the negotiating shit down. No. Also, too, you have AI protections. Now it may be like slightly limited protections, but it's good enough. I've seen the fucking details. It's good enough. Honestly, it's way more than most freaking gaming companies give you, more voice acting companies give you. So, one, saying that you're on strike with this player base, and two, saying that you're fighting for AI rights, AI protections, is a fucking lie. You want this game to go union. That's the entire fight that you're trying to do here. And being union gets you more money. That's the main reason why these people are fighting. But they push this narrative that they're fighting for AI protections and they're on an official strike. They push this image out there, and it wasn't noticed by this community, this brain dead community, for over a year, or almost a year. I think it's around that much. These fucking guys are, this fucking fan base is so brain dead. They are filled with 5-year-olds, or the adults with the brains of 5-year-olds. Brother, content creators have like gone through like it's their job to freaking be updated on this shit, and none of them noticed this shit. None of them. They just went all swimmingly, just like, hey, hands off. You at it, king. You freaking what? They said they make the same amount as a union worker. Brother, man. As a union, you're able to negotiate for higher wages. You're not able to do that as much as a non-union worker. So maybe in the immediate moment, you're paid the same. Long-term wise, that is not the case. Long-term wise, negotiating power on union-based I'm pro-union in a lot of cases. The unions are, you're able to negotiate and have like leverage when you talk to these like your higher ups and try to get promotions and shit. You actually have a freaking leverage. So being a part of a union does get you a higher wage. It might not be immediate, but like longer term, yes, it does. Longer term, it does. And usually that makes up the cost of a union. But with SAG-AFTRA paying like freaking $4,000 to even apply is fucking insane. But anyway, it's fucking insane. So yeah, this fucking baiting me with these stupid ass freaking mail systems, bro. These stupid ass mail stuff. So GG's Genshin VA community. No, but the issue is that the Genshin VAs are insanely popular. You go to any of these, like the Kachin VA, the Acheron VA, these VAs that are insanely toxic, they voice almost everything, dude. It's actually insane. Let me go to the freaking... I was always JP, never English. Bro, I was always English. I was always going for English, dude. I don't want to fucking read text constantly, bro. I don't. Dude, it's the VA community in general. It's the LA VA community, dude. It's bad, dude. It's crazy, bro. What are you talking about? What are you saying? What to? We read light novels. Okay. The writing in light novels is significantly better than in gacha games, okay? It's better in anime, it's better than gacha games, all right? It's you can withstand, and it's actually fun to read light novels, okay? It's actually fun. It's not fun to read fucking gacha game slop dialogue, okay? It's not. This shit goes nowhere. This shit goes nowhere forever and ever and ever. And you're forced to read so slowly. It's so fucking bad. It is not the same. It is not the same. Reading trash books, reading trash articles, reading trash game dialogue, it is a hindrance, bro. That's why most people aren't interested in reading, is because they're forced to read trash books in school, bro. The most uninteresting shit in school, bro. They never get good recommendations ever. They never go to a bookshelf in a library and try to see like, hey man, what's interesting to me? You know what would be great? If they watched, like, if in high school they freaking like in high school, if they like watch something like that's based off of a book, then they were assigned to read the book, and then like a modern series, like a modern like hip series. Watch the movie, read the book to get your interest, read the book, go off. Read whatever you want after that point. We're trying to get you into this habit, okay? Yeah, okay, sure, but we have no choice but to with light novels, but for gachas, yeah, maybe. But it's better than the English tard VAs. It's cringe at times, bro. That's why we skip. The main issue with people nowadays, they don't want to put the effort in reading. It's true. It's an investment, to say the least. It's an investment. I don't blame people for not wanting to get into reading. And admittedly, I haven't read that much as of late either. And I feel like shit. I feel like I haven't massaged my brain because of the lack of reading I had recently. I feel like I've been playing games for way too long. Playing freaking gacha games for way too fucking long. Genshin is what made me swap to JP in reading. Oh geez, really? Oh damn. So anyway, back to my notes here. So with Genshin Impact, I've talked about the power scaling. I kind of talked about the freaking story missions, but it's egregious with these more recent story missions. Let me go here. It's so egregious with this recent story mission. So right now, I just finished like the main part of a Natlan story quest, and it involves you saving the entire nation by basically going on a quest of sorts, or like a trial, beating the abyss, really. Finishing off like 1,000+ over century long war, basically. Multiple centuries. And in this story, there are a lot of dialogue scenes that I obviously hate. I skip a lot of those. The issue is that a lot of these scenes, especially in Natlan, they have the most mundane, useless, slice of life scenes I've ever seen. Brother, if you're asked to do a quick time event, where you just dance as the MC It's a celebratory event from you winning and saving the day. You are asked to dance afterwards and do a quick time event to maintain that dance. What is the quick time event for this dance? Every 3 seconds, you click the space bar. That's it. This game is made for fucking babies, bro. It is. It is. It's not entertaining. You are forced to sit through the long dialogue scenes, always. And you are forced into doing these fucking mini games. Minigame slop. Mini games. You're forced to do these fucking mini games. I hate this. I hate it with a burning fucking passion. Why? 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 It detracts. It detracts from the entire fucking. It detracts from the entire fucking story. You just finished and saved the day. You saved everyone's. You saved the entire nation from getting fucking blasted by the abyss. Great, fantastic. Now it's time to party. Where's the freaking like Archon that I just saved the freaking day with? You won't find out until after all you finish the mini games, but they're missing. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I wasn't able to see them in a single time after we saved the day. Okay, that's great. What happened to them? They're going to sacrifice themselves. Oh wow, that's actually cool. A playable character gets to sacrifice themselves in a fucking gacha game. You could see that I'm tapping the table here with how much I'm fucking mad and pissed off because the camera's fucking shaking with how I'm tapping the fucking table with my pencil. Anyway, this fucking thing. If you ever think in a gacha game, if you ever think in a fucking gacha game, let me get this fucking thing out here. If you ever think in a fucking gacha game that they will ever fucking kill off one of these playable characters, you are fucking wrong. It will never happen. It will never fucking happen. HSR happened once with a 4-star character, and it happened off screen. No one actually noticed that he actually died because no one fucking cared. If you actually think that they would kill off an Archon, brother, you're so fucking delusional. It's actually insane. They would never kill off an Archon. They will never kill off any important character. You know what happened instead of them sacrificing themselves to actually like carry through this whole saving the day sort of scenario? Someone else, an evil character, semi-evil character, took her place because he was suffering for multiple centuries in a painful state. And he's like, I want to die. And literally the best outcome for him scenario ever, an immortal character sacrificed himself and saved the day and he ended his torturous life to do that. That's great. The best scenario ever happened. And no one learned a fucking thing. Baby shit. Baby shit. No one will ever die in a gacha game, and it ruins the story events, and it ruins any sense of tension ever. This is one thing I love with freaking ReZero. People die a shit ton in that fucking show. And yes, it restarts occasionally, but you don't know how the fucking restart's gonna happen. So when people die, yeah, sure, they might not die for real, but shit consequences actually do fucking happen in that show. Way more than in any fucking story that I've seen recently. That's why I like fucking ReZero. There's actually consequences. With gacha game stories, there are no consequences. No one fucking dies. The MC will never be fucking challenged, ever, in your face. They will never be challenged. They are always a godlike figure for some fucking reason. They will never, ever kill off any of these major characters. Ever. Learn that shit. Get used to it. It will never fucking change until this shit EOS's. This shit's fucking atrocious. And you know what? This is a good fucking reason for me to segue into fucking woo-wah. It's a good fucking time to air my grievances with woo-wah, with Wuthering Waves. And it's the best one out of all of these, by far and away. It's the best freaking game out of all of these, by far. EOS is the worst nightmare. The reason Genshin isn't going to EOS anytime fucking soon, the reason why Genshin isn't going to EOS anytime soon is because of how much money is being put into it and how much money is being poured in revenue-wise. They are making hand over fist. Hand over fist. What makes you think they're going to get into Shinesnaya next patch? Or next, like, 5.0 or whatever? What makes you... Or 6.0. What makes you think that they'll actually go to Shinesnaya? Now, according to their preview, the Archon Axe was, like, first Mondstadt, then, freaking... I already forgot the name of the Geo place, but you understand what I mean. Then Inazuma, it was very forgettable. Don't blame me. Inazuma, then Sumeru, then Natlin, then Shinesnaya. Those were the main like Archon, like there was like a preview and they were showing all the different acts of Genshin Impact. And these acts were shown in that order. This was not the original plan. The original plan after Natlin was to go to Shinesnaya. Instead, in 6.0, they're going to go to a fucking different freaking place. This is going to be an entire... You think that the filler patches are bad. Bro, the entirety of 6.0 and onward is just going to be filler. We are never going to get to Shinesnaya. What makes you think we're going to get to Shinesnaya? Never, because they will never EOS. They will never finish the actual story. What makes you think that? That's so stupid. Why would they do that? They're making hand over fist. Why would they make the story actually end? That's like sane. That's basically the equivalent to what Marvel did with Avengers Endgame. Do you understand how many people lost interest to Marvel after Avengers Endgame finished? Everyone lost interest. It's only until recently that there's actually like some interest happening in the MCU because they're actually making good stories and actually good writing. Bro, they don't want to fucking write good stories. Are you kidding me? Least effort amount possible, okay? Max output, least amount of input, okay? That's how these things go, all right? They don't want to actually try writing stories, okay? They want to stick with their original plan that's made them successful. Mid-ass stories, drag them through, get them the mass amount of like attention, maximum amount of like dedication to this game, time sync them, make them like scared to ever leave the game, and that's how you get them. That's how you fucking get them. This shit's actually atrocious. Let me catch up to your comments. They die different ways no matter what, unless literally saved. Yeah, they sometimes sometimes characters like that do die, but they are like revived or some shit. It's crazy. Genshin is a 3 out of 10 for sure. I like their combat a lot. I like Genshin's combat a lot. I like the elemental system a lot. I think I think Genshin Impact's probably a 4 out of 10, like Honkai Star Rail, honestly. I think at its peak, it was like an 8 out of 10. Right now, it's a 4. It's the same situation with Honkai Star Rail. Bro, Inazuma was the worst arc. Don't get me started. Oh, yeah, dude. Inazuma was... I think the gameplay was at its peak in Inazuma, honestly. I think it was at its peak in Inazuma. I think the character kits in Inazuma were great. And I think that they did a really good job of balancing character kits in Inazuma. But the story was just... What the fuck is Raiden Shogun as a character? What the fuck is Raiden Shogun as a character? She makes no fucking sense sometimes, bro. Like, you killed off so many fucking people. You ruined people's lives, and we're supposed to just forgive you for that shit? Because you're happy-go-lucky now? What the fuck? Because you were mistaken? Brother. You were basically a dictator for like a freaking fascist ass dictator for like multiple years, but you're cute. Yeah, You're cute, so now we forgive you. Fucking gosh. Ryan Shogun should have stayed as a villain. Ryan Shogun should have stayed as a villain. That would have made the whole freaking story so much better. But that's not gonna be the case, bro. You want us to go dark? Nah, fuck you. We gotta sell this character. We gotta make sure that this character is important. And then once their banner passes, they're no longer important. On to the next character. We gotta sell you this new character now. Now this new character is going to be insanely important. We don't have time to go into depth with the previous characters. No. No, we gotta sell these new characters, okay? Push the new fucking characters, okay? It's a gacha rotation. Fucking hell. It's bad. Once again, killed someone who really mattered and nothing is done about it. What the fuck? Did they kill someone that was important? I don't know. The best character in Genshin Impact is Scaramouche because he was actually built up for the longest fucking time. And his character, like, stayed good throughout the entire thing. Signora? Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, but she wasn't an actual character, though. She wasn't an actual character. Dude, the Signora death was actually probably the peak part of the game, honestly. I like that shit. It was good. It was really good. Like, they spent multiple patches from 1.0 onward to build up Signora as a threat. Fucking offed, dude. Fucking offed. And then you leaving the fucking, the freaking temple and you basically almost dying. And then Kazuha just came in and freaking saved the day. Dude, that shit was fucking peak, dude. That shit was so fucking cool. Okay? That was like the only good thing in the Inazuma story. That was like the only good thing in the Inazuma story. That was the only good thing in the Inazuma story. And then afterwards, it fell off a fucking cliff, dude. Okay, yes, but like Kazuha using like two different like powers was freaking cool. It was cool, okay? It was cool. I'm saying that one specific scene was really cool. Anyway. Back to the freaking it's like a what the fuck moment. It makes a little bit of sense since that like that thing was like his brothers or something, and maybe it was like his brothers kind of sort of, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. I can understand what you mean though. Never did again. Yeah, true. That is an issue. That is an issue. They never brought it up again. They never brought it up again. It said that in signal thing or whatever is buried with the freaking in the freaking grave. It shouldn't work after the person dies. You know, it would be really cool if they explained that shit. It would be really fucking cool if they explained that shit. But they don't. So yeah. Nah, fuck you. let me go to Wuthering Waves here real quick. Fucking restarting the game. Dude, every single time with this fucking game. I always have to restart it, bro. So many patches, bro. It should be cool if they do anything. It would be cool if they do anything. I don't know how much about the Waves game. Never gave it a chance, to be honest. Wuthering Waves is a great gameplay. Great gameplay. Fantastic. Story leaves a bit to be desired, but it's way better delivery than anything Genshin Impact ever gives you. Models are good, yes. I think right now the state of Wuthering Waves is like a solid 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's in a pretty good state right now. But it falls under the same gacha game traps of this character's really cool. We built up this character to be really, really interesting. Now that this character banner is done and this arc is over with, let's never go back to this character ever fucking again. And let's also make the MC a fucking god so he never encounters any issues at all, any troubles, never ever gets challenged. Maybe in his backstory it was challenged, but in these recent stories, no, he will never be challenged ever. No consequences will happen. No characters will ever die. The one character who did die got fucking revived shortly after by a freaking deity. The deity, the non-face deity, sacrificed themselves to save this character who's currently on banner. Fuck you. Kill off the character. Let us play a dead character for once, please. Can we do that? Or are you like Disney with like in Star Wars Battlefront, the first game, where your head's shoved so far up your ass that you can only do canon events in the freaking story. You can only use characters that are alive in this game. Is that really the case here? Okay. It's the same traps, but anyway. Character kit wise, I really like this.
Between the two of us?
Okay. Let me go to is there a story breakdown here? Is there a story breakdown? Maybe gallery? Stars, archives, main story. Here we go. Okay. So here is basically every single little like story event that's happened so far in Wuthering Waves. It's been good so far. It's been good recently, but let's get to it. So almost everything in 1.2 or so updates everything in 1.1 was trash. So that's basically incorporates like everything from here up. Everything from this 6 up. In this story event, it actually started getting interesting, and I think it reached its peak in this little side quest called the Black Shores that actually got into the MC's lore. Got actually like introduced a character called Shorekeeper that actually has emotional ties to the MC, like before they had amnesia or whatever the fuck in the very beginning of the game. And it was actually really interesting. And I was like, holy shit, like there's actually a canonical love interest in this game. Hello, excuse me? Like this is like her story event was really good. And it was really well executed. But then we saw a trend afterwards. And it is the same. We're falling under the same, like, trends in these story events. Here's the trend. MC goes to new place. New place has new girl. New girl interested in MC. MC continues to help said girl. Shenanigans happens. Girl's in danger. MC saves her. She like basically like glazes the shit out of him to the point where there's probably a romantic thing happening here, but the MC's not really showing anything. But it's basically to show no preference towards any gacha character. But they're definitely interested in you. Gathering wives, as we say. They are definitely interested in you. So whether it's 1.3 with this character, whether it's 1.4 with this character, whether it's 2.0 with this character, whether it's 2.1 with this character, whether it's it's actually insane how often this fucking happens. Whether it's fucking her less so. Honestly, I'm glad they didn't fall under the same trap with her. But it happens so fucking often, dude. or whether it's this current character that you basically save, and you're basically the god of this new area when it comes to how OP you are and how everyone relies on you and how this girl relies on you. And she may be a badass, but ultimately you are the one who makes things happen. Damn, she looks nice. Oh, those two, I haven't seen the art for them. Are they the same character? They're the same character. Like, this one's like possessed by one deity. This one's this one's her possessed by a different deity. Sort of, basically, kind of, yeah. This was a character that got revived. So basically, MC saved the day. MC saved the day. Girl glazes you more. Her banner's out. Her banner sells. Then banner gone. Then we never see that character or barely see her ever again. On to next girl. That is the freaking strat with this game. It happens every single fucking time. There's a main girl that you're interested in. She glazes you. You save the day. She glazes you more. Banner comes out. She's interesting. You pull for character. Banner's gone. On to next girl and area. That is it. That is the freaking formula for this fucking game, and it happens every single fucking time. It happened first with Shorekeeper, and it was really, really good, and I liked that story. Then it happened with freaking Camellia, and it was really, really good, and I liked the story. But and it was like a canonical romantic relationship, and again they had ties to him before he had amnesia, and it was like kind of different because she was an actual girl and she was like a robot created by you, so it kind of makes a little bit of sense, and it kind of makes a little bit of sense to distinguish a romantic relationship between her and the MC and her and the MC. Kind of makes a little bit more sense. And then we get to 2.0, and now there's a new girl. And what the fuck? Why is she glazing us so freaking hard, dude? Why are you still introducing romantic relationships in this story? They're not canonical. She has no ties to him. Well, he's not committing. There's no canonical relationship. They're just all glazing him. Why the fuck? This is the main thing. The main issue I have with these freaking Wuthering Waves quests. It follows the same strategy. It follows the same formula. It's so freaking frustrating. It's so frustrating. Is the events or minigames good at least? Or is the map... Again, I'm going to say it again. The gameplay is good. The navigation is great. Let me go to like a random freaking like I don't think there's an event that I haven't played yet. This one's like a auto chess game mode. It's not really representative of the actual game. Maybe I can do this one. I'm not sure. But let me just so anyway. One thing that this game introduced that makes it so much better than any of the other open world games is fucking flying. It makes things so much fucking easier. It makes things so much more navigatable, and you're able to do it as any character. And it's so freeing, dude. After playing Genshin Impact and you just do this shit, it's so freaking freeing, bro. Actually insane. Navigation's insane in this game. Where's like a guy I can fight? Where is a guy I can fight? Damn it, man. Okay. Get down here. Chest. Alright, let's get it. Or is this a puzzle? Don't tell me this is a fucking puzzle. It is a fucking puzzle. Fuck you. I don't like puzzles in these fucking games, bro. That's just a personal thing. Where's an enemy? I never have issues running into enemies. There they are. Combat's really freeing in this game. Really like good flow. Good animations. I only play this character because she's probably like the most easy to play, but like you just hold spinny spinny. Beyblade, Beyblade, let it rip. Are shaders on? You got shaders on? Kind of, sort of. I think my I think the fucking like environment's like turning up the shading like insane. Yeah, is that the fucking? That's weird. I don't know what the shading was doing over there. Blade is fire. Yep, true. But yeah, this gameplay is great. The story is good too. Let me just go to a random story. Let me do like a more modern one. Let me go to Zani here. Let me just show you how these dialogue scenes are presented to show how different they are from HSRs or Honkai Star Rails. They're delivered so much better, bro. And we don't have a freaking voice acting issue here either, because we don't go for LA VAs that are freaking cringe as fuck. Instead, we go for freaking British VAs that have like really good. They're really talented. Hold up.
This is it. Just hit the right spot and the trapdoor should open. What's on your mind?
Okay, I don't care. Great part, you can skip anything. Alright. Is this a freaking like quest thing? Okay. Cool. Aside from broken routes, only silence greets your efforts.
Strange. My memory shouldn't be failing me, should it?
Let me turn up the volume.
Oi! Who's causing trouble here? Don't you know this is the Marsh Brothers' turf?
Brother, they look
Like
tough.
camera movement,
What's there to be afraid of?
actual
We're the
voice
ones
acting.
rebuilding the Black Alley. Now, how about you hand over some coin, eh?
Like you're reading the JP shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, I know, but like
Well,
I'm just used to it. I'm used to it, man. I'm used to it. Oh, I'm gonna be fine. Okay, that's great.
The fruit of evolution.
Efficiency, above all.
Okay. Fucking.
Wait!
Cringe ass shit. Okay, whatever. Anyway, if you're not interested in the story, hey, you can skip it. Really good shit. Like honestly, having a skip button's great, and I hope that Honkai Star Rail has the same thing. So, I personally like the story a decent bit in these in Wuthering Waves in comparison to a lot of other gacha games. It's way better, but might not be you. And if so, fine. Skip it. I personally like that a lot. I only play gacha games from the beginning. I don't like joining after. Yeah, true. Fair enough. Fair enough. I may get it and cheat. Yeah, fair. So yeah. There's a lot of things that Genshin Impact can learn from freaking Wuthering Waves, honestly. There's a lot of things they can learn, but I don't think they will. And there's a lot of things that Zenless Zone Zero can learn, because recently they've been introducing new mechanics into the game, like new like status effects based on like elements that you use.
More, you say. I should try to smile more, you say.
Yeah. Can you look at their panties, or is the Genshin effect? I mean, like, kinda. Like if you fly, like you kinda can. Okay, hold up. Let me go for this character. Like, right? Like, he can with when you fly. Nope. Fuck you. You're cutting me off here. Kinda can. Probably Green Peasant. Yeah, kinda. Kinda, sorta. I mean, they're not gonna go crazy. They gotta make this shit like 12 plus in the freaking mobile store, so yeah, that makes sense. But they introduced status effects in this game, right? This new character right here has has a specific like wind status effect, right? And they kind of scale off of it. The character that came out right before her, was a unit that was really good at applying it. It was probably, actually, I think she was like only the second unit ever that actually applies that status effect. The only other person is the MC, thankfully. Thankfully, the MC actually applies these statuses, but it's to make like these new characters still come in and you're still able to play them decently, but still not to the same degree. She is the most broken unit in the game if you have the appropriate supports for her. She is like, this character is the most broken in the game by far and away. But you need those characters in order to have that. The good thing is that the end game does not scale based on how powerful these new characters are. You can still clear with 1.0 units in the end game, and that is one thing that I will praise Wuthering Waves over. I will praise them for that. So good job. New characters are way more OP than some of the previous characters, but hey, and in order to make them play like insanely well, you do need like 5-star support characters that came out before, but still fun. Let me, oh wait, no. I was trying to do a character trial for her. Can I do a character trial?
The power to split and merge matter.
I think I can do the character trial over here. I like her animations a lot, so I'm going to play this trial. So what's your issue with this game that upsets you? 1, story. 2, like adding new gameplay mechanics like error erosion to make new characters different from previous characters, and ultimately makes them stronger. And in order to play these characters, you do need other 5-star characters to make them do 30% more damage than they normally do. But yeah, that shit upsets me, but it's not like the most outrageous shit. That's why I'm saying it's like a solid 7 out of 10, and I'm still enjoying I still enjoy playing this game a bit. See, even here, like they're using like this freaking limited character. MC. Yeah, let's use her other form here. Okay. Let's use her ult. The animations in this game are sick. The animations in this game are really sick. I like it. Or if we need a gacha with just one character gameplay. I mean, I like the swapping effects a lot. The issue is that there's no viable like 4-star alternative to do the same thing that like these 5-star support characters do, right? And also there's only like 2 really good healers in this game. Like one in the standard banner, one as a healer, one is like a limited banner. There's only two really good healers in this game. That kind of sucks. That really sucks actually. So yeah. If you're a baller, you can have the MC be your healer in certain scenarios, which is nice. But like, you have to be really good at the game in order to like actually like get away with that shit. So I personally don't do that, but nah. But yeah, this game's way better than freaking Genshin Impact or HSR right now. And they're going to be doing a Cyberpunk Edge Runners collaboration soon. So in terms of collaborations, there's something to look forward to. In terms of characters and like upcoming characters, they actually do have a good slate. So let me show like upcoming characters in Wuthering Waves that I'm saving for. I'm not getting this current character that's out. I was initially pulling for her, but I'm like, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm good because I don't have the support that's best in slot for her. So yeah. Slop Impact and Harkai Star Slop. Yeah, basically. Upcoming characters. Let me go to the browser and let me show all the upcoming characters. So there's this character that's coming out. She's interesting. There's this character that's coming out. She's also interesting. I think, yeah, I'm mainly interested in her. She's like a Scottish freaking Scottish goddess sort of deal. She's really cool. I like her design a lot. Then we go to other ones. She's cool, I guess. I'm not too interested in her. She's also cool. I really like her design a lot. And this guy is also pretty cool. I'm not too excited for him, but They came out with like a live stream that like introduced like a slate of like all the characters that they will be releasing relatively soon. So that shit was really cool. They're gonna add Rebecca. They might add Rebecca. I'm not sure what they're gonna add, honestly, but yeah, this game's in good state, relatively speaking, but I hope they deviate from the current story trends. They just started a new like arc, and so far the start's been really good. So I'm hoping that a dark turn happens and they actually end on a sour note. For like certain character arcs. I'm hoping that they end on a sour note for certain character arcs, but I have a feeling that's probably not going to happen because gacha games like to play it safe and they want to sell characters. Why? I don't fucking know. I really don't fucking know. Let's close this game. On to the last one. This one really upsets me. This one really upsets me. Oh, man. One more? Yes, there is. Another Hoyoverse game. Zenless Zone Zero, baby. Yeah, I've been trying to get back into this one, too. Oh, man. Let me get this one on the screen here. I'm waiting for it. There you go. I do like the presentation and the story of this game a lot more than all the other Hoyoverse games. It's not as good as Wuthering Waves, but it's still way better than Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail. For one thing, it does add a skip button. You do have a skip button in the story in this game. Not all dialogue scenes have a skip button, but most of them do. So that's good. But there's one thing that I do need to get off my chest here. With version 2.0, they were supposed to like sort of revamp the game, give it new life, basically. Because this game's been relatively dead compared to all the other Hoyoverse games. Not nearly as much traffic, not nearly as much attention's been like going into this game in terms of like the community attention. for one thing, is very obvious. The tutorials in this game are not good at all. You don't understand what the fuck's happening in some of this. There's a lot of mechanics that are hidden from average players. A lot of mechanics. And in that sense, the learning curve's insanely really good. But another thing, if I just try to do a trial with the current character, who's really fun to play as, but I don't know how to fucking play her because the tutorial isn't really that fucking good at explaining it. There you go. Let me start the demo here. Alt F4 gives you more currency. True, it does. In real life too, you actually spend more time like grinding. So anyway, here's the character tutorial for for like one of her mechanics. So on entering combat, it gains 120 adrenaline. Hold this to whatever. It's not really presented in a really easy to consume way. So ultimately, you just spam attacks. And it's like, hold this to launch that. Okay. And 1-on-1, repeatedly press E to activate. Okay. We do this. Okay. So that's one part done. Oh no. Another thing to read. Okay. Great. Let me launch the attack. The animations in this game are really cool. Yeah, I like the designs in this game a lot. Okay, so that was holding the dodge button. I was basically reading the top right and following that. But the problem is that there are a lot of nuances to her kit, right? That just aren't really well explained in the basic demo. You have to look up a lot of material on your own in order to fully understand how certain characters buff others, how the optimal rotations for these characters, certain shortcuts that you can make that will make certain characters way more viable than they normally be. It's a lot of shit like that adds up to the point that if you're just a basic casual, you cannot clear endgame content. You cannot, even if you have probably, unless you have the highest, most optimal team in specific scenarios. As a casual, just casually going through demos and shit, you're not going to know the nuances of these characters enough to clear endgame content, which based on your preference is good. For me, I don't like spending too much time learning characters in gacha games. I really don't. I don't really care all that much. So I just freaking go in, try them out, feel them out, and if I like them, cool. If I don't, then And I've never once cleared the endgame content in this game. I think this is probably the hardest endgame content out of all the gacha games that I've played. It's really freaking frustrating sometimes trying to understand the kits of these characters, and do I just not know how to play a game? Sure, you can say that, but this game is really hard to fucking understand sometimes. So yeah, I don't really, it's tough. It's rough. So let me just get out of here. It's about not caring. True. I just don't care enough to do that, dude. I don't. And it's this is the gacha game that I've gotten the most jaded with. It really has. And with this newest 2.0 update, these freaking new areas, these new stories, we're supposed to bring new life into this game. And her, and the problem is that like 2.0 story quest starts out with you going through so many tutorials and understanding like how to do certain things in a new land, which is fine, but it's done in the most draggy way possible. You're forced to do mini games all the time. You're forced to do the same things you've been doing in previous patches. It's like, oh, let's go for the coffee. Let's go to the coffee shop to get you coffee for like resin or whatever that you've done already, that you've been doing already, but this time you're doing it in a new area. So let's go through this example and try to do it here, and let's force you to do that for like 20 other mechanics. Okay, now let's get to the story. It's like, bro, what? It's like, why? Just freaking. The story makes it feel like this game's gonna hold your hand the entire time, even in gameplay. But in gameplay, it doesn't even hold your hand. So there's like two conflicting freaking things. Like, let me do what I want to do. Let me learn what I want to learn. If I want to get better, have your tutorials explain how to use characters properly and optimally in certain scenarios. I want to learn, but I don't want to look up external sources to actually effectively learn. Like, I don't want to freaking read a book to understand a single character's kit, bro. Like, I don't care that much. I'm just trying to enjoy the game, bro. So, yeah. The game looks like Danganronpa Gacha Tribe 9. Yeah, it kind of looks like that, but like, I think the gameplay in this, in my opinion, is better. Honestly, I feel like the animations in this are better, and that kind of goes intertwined with the gameplay in these kind of games. So, yeah, I think this gameplay is a little bit better, a little bit more satisfying to play. Parrying is more fun. Dodging is more fun and more satisfying with the sound effects that you have in this game. I think this game is better than all the other Hoyoverse games, 100%. Definitely because it's Hoyoverse, yeah. It has way more budget compared to most of the other Hoyoverse games, by far, in a way. It's not even close. Let's see the characters. Sure.
Huh? Is something the matter?
She's my favorite character in the game. You can probably tell why. She is hot as fuck, to be frank.
Officer 148, Juyuan, ready.
Police
Wait
officer
further
girl,
instructions.
her,
Eradicate all evil.
she's cool, I guess. I mean, like, she's just meta, so this guy's really cool. I like, he's voiced by Alex Lee, the guy who voiced the Persona 3 Persona. The Persona 3 MC. So yeah, she's cool. He's cool.
You have my complete support.
Eh.
Let me finish my pick me, and I promise.
Jizo. Okay.
Is it work time? Is food included? Good day, Proxy.
There's a lot of like. The funny thing is, like, the initial batch of characters that were released in this game, there were a lot of lolly characters, like an absurd amount, and it was like really like alarming. I was like, what the fuck? Why are half of these characters lollies, bro? It's like, brother, why are the best supports lolly characters, bro? Come on, I don't want to play as them, man. ZZ lolly. But yeah,
I only handle technical matters.
like Jizo, the physics in this
You
game.
want to test my hammer?
Time for some hard labor.
Just a bear, just a bear, you know. There's just a bear in this game.
I shall follow your
Furry shit.
It's our turn, bro.
If they bring Roxy here, maybe you'll act a bit different. Oh my gosh.
Is it time to clock out?
Head maid Rena.
Dude, I don't find anyone who finds like Roxy hot is a bit alarming. I'm not gonna lie.
So sleepy.
Like, brother, like if you find this hot, like, geez, oh bro, like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's just, ugh.
Only the brave will win. That's me.
Like characters I really want.
I'll
This
protect
character
you
I
from
want a
anything.
lot, dude. You could tell why. You could really tell why. This character I
I am
want.
the Eye of Obel.
She's cool. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Oh my gosh, bro,
Touch my
no.
tail.
I don't really care about her.
Want a glass of nitro fuel?
Like I'm fine with her. She's like a bartender. She's really cool. I like her character. Roxy's cute and hot, you know it. Oh jeez, no.
Is the concert starting?
There's a difference between flat and there's a difference between flat with Sylphie and a difference between lolly like freaking Roxy, dude. There's a difference. Bernice, I saw her. Yeah, I like Bernice. She's cool.
Fabulous day.
I
Eh,
would never turn down
eh.
Lord Phaethon.
What brings you here this time?
Cool. I like that character.
Standing by.
And this is literally this character, but in a different form. So yeah, those are like the characters in this game, and they're all really good. I think that's one of the main things that carries this game. The character design is really, really good. I like the character design a lot more than Genshin Impact, in my opinion. A lot more. Let me pull just to see if I get this character. Probably won't. Summoning system is not too efficient in this game, let me tell you. Oh my gosh, I got a furry. Oh jeez. Okay. Oh, I got a furry. Oh man.
Officer 148, Juyuan, ready. My loyalty lies with
Let's just get this. Oh, max constellations. Oh great. Oh yay. I got this character way too often. Oh jeez, this freaking pose. Okay. Jeez.
Looking for intel or hiring me?
Man is
You know,
iron,
this is
grace is steel.
this is like
I'm
the
making
furry
me a
characters I'm
child's
into.
meal.
Just straight up panda. Just a straight up panda. Let's go. It's just badass. Anyway, yeah. So that's this game. Main notes I have for this. The story event was insanely painful with the freaking tutorials, the abundance of tutorials. Characters have been power crept to all hell in this fucking game. Like, you could still clear with end game content with these characters if you're good, but like, eh. And also the mechanics in this game are freaking tough to freaking learn, like insanely tough, way tougher than I'd like. And a lot of ZZCCs are kind of pretentious as fuck. Kind of. There's a really good community space, but I think one of the main CCs that'll teach you a lot in the game is like really pretentious with how he presents shit like a fighting game and stuff. Always compares this game to a fucking fighting game. It's not the same. It's just a beat 'em up, bro. It's a beat 'em up. It's not really the same. It's like cancel like dodge cancels and like freaking uses random ass terminology, compares like mechanics to really specific fighting game mechanics in like Street Fighter and shit. And it's like, I don't know, I haven't played those games. Why are you bringing that up? It's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I personally, it's fine. It's whatever. I think this game overall, I have a lot less grievances with it. I think I was expecting way too much out of this 2.0 patch. I think I was expecting way more rewards than I actually got. I expected a way more satisfying story than I actually got. Yeah. I haven't finished the story in 2.0, but like, I've seen what happens. It doesn't interest me. I'm not gonna fucking play the rest of it probably. So that leaves me to my conclusion with my freaking gacha game enjoyment in total. How I think I'm gonna be moving forward in gacha games. I think I'm quitting Genshin Impact. I think I am. I think I'm done with Genshin Impact. HSR, I'm gonna pull for Saber, but I'm not gonna spend any money. Ever. I'm I'm very close to being done with HSR. I basically was done with HSR until they announced Saber, like was coming out relatively soon. I think I'll casually play Wuthering Waves. I think I'll continue to casually play Wuthering Waves. I'm not going to care if I'm like not clearing the end game content. I'm not going to spend too much time freaking optimizing characters and shit. If I like a character, I'll pull them. If I don't, whatever. If they're jank to play without certain supports, I won't pull for them. That's how it's going to be. Was Endless Zone 0? I think I'm probably going to quit this game. I just don't have much interest in it. I don't see myself like... I think I see myself being like the most casual with freaking Zenless Zone 0. The Zenless Zone 0 has really good events, in my opinion. I think the combat's really satisfying. I think there's a certain game mode similar to Simulated Universe and HSR that's really fun to play sometimes, but that's on a rare occasion. I'm not going to play this game for like more than an hour any day ever. It kind of just gets boring after a while. Just does. So yeah. It's rip, bro. It's rip. Yeah. What's the mail in this fucking game? Oh. We have enough to go for another summon. Let's go, baby. Let's go pull my favorite character. It's time. If you're gonna keep me in this game, it's time to pull the 5-star unit. I will not quit this game if you give me the 5-star unit right now. Streamer luck, let's go. Come on. Do it. No? Okay. Alright, it's GG's. It's GG's. Alright, I won't play this game for a while. I think gacha games restrict themselves heavily into how they tell stories. I think it's really rough with how they tell stories as of late, with MC always being like the center of attention constantly, and every single time they're done with a patch cycle, it's time to move on from a set of characters and never go back to them ever. Even though they had really interesting arcs and sometimes incomplete arcs, we'll never go back to them ever. Freaking go read an actual story if you freaking want to see that shit. Go play Expedition 33 if you're into that shit. Go play freaking like Cyberpunk. Go play The Witcher. I have all these games installed. I'm just looking at my library right now. Go play Dragon Quest. Go play Red Dead Redemption 2. Go play freaking Power World if you just want to have fun. Go play freaking Planet Coaster if you want a management style game like you have like with resource management and gacha games. Go play freaking Planet Coaster or freaking Solaris or some shit. Go play freaking Tales of Arise. Go play freaking Overwatch if you want a competitive game. Go play freaking Balatro if you want something casual that you could pause at any time. Like, so many options out there. I think I'm done with freaking gacha games. I'm very close to being done with gacha games. I just like Wuthering Waves a lot for its gameplay, and I'll still play that to this day. But like you're on the verge here. You're on the verge here with how bad these stories have been recently. I'm probably gonna skip a lot of these stories if you're gonna keep it this way. You ain't just say Overwatch is a good game, bro. They introduced a new freaking game mode that's really, really fun. Really fun. I like Overwatch a lot. I'm done with the Overwatch type games and gacha games. I mean, I like Overwatch a lot. It's really fun. I'm not done with Overwatch. No, it's not. Eh. Just a trap to get you into a slop. What's the slop? I just play games. I just play games and have fun being competitive. What's the slop? The skins, I don't pay for skins. The battle pass, I mean, I don't really care about getting the battle pass done. Loot boxes, you get those as you play the game. You can't actually pay money for those. Can't be competitive with teammates. Having teammates around forces you to adapt, and every game's different. I like team-based games a lot. I used to play basketball a lot. Like I am a team-based game enjoyer. I like team-based games. You're probably like somewhat of like a tennis player or some shit. In terms of like sports and shit. Like I'm a freaking basketball enjoyer. Like eh. We're not the same. Those games, the amount of crap you go through on there. I mean, yeah. I mean, just today, like with Overwatch, like I had like a really bad streak of games and really bad streak of teammates, but like I just stopped playing, and I'm fine. I just step away, and I'm good, and then I come back whenever I feel the urge to play it again. And then when you are on the streak of good games, like there's nothing more satisfying than that, honestly. So yeah. Go play freaking Marvel Rivals then, bro. It's the same situation over there. Yeah. I think that's it for me. I think this stream has been fun. Basically, Genshin quitting, Honkai Star Rail within a few weeks probably will quit. ZZ probably will quit. Wuthering Waves. I'm gonna play way more casually now. I'm not gonna worry about missing out on events and shit. Yep. GG's. Good night, guys. I'll see you whenever I stream or make a video again.